What's up everybody, Gundam Flexing here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the completed MSN-06S-2 Sinanju Stein, the narrative version, the Neo Zeon Psycoframe prototype mobile suit. Now I am pretty late to this party. This kit came out earlier this year and has already been covered by a lot of Gunpla YouTubers, and I'm just going to jump on the bandwagon and say I'm pretty much going to agree with all the positive things that are coming out with this kit. I would say this year in 2019, this is probably my top 3 favorite high grades from Universal Century. And you can find this kit for roughly around $30 still, but it's absolutely worth the price. Before we go into the model itself, as tradition, I'm going to cover everything that is not in the model to include all the extra pieces. So coming up first is the tinfoil sticker sheets. And if you've watched my previous review videos, I don't like stickers and I really try to avoid them if I have to. But the stickers for this specific kit are actually really easy to apply. It's typical for most Neo Zeon frames. You have the sleeves, and they're pretty easy to apply. You have the eyes and the centerpiece on the chest, and a centerpiece for the shields. And I think this one goes on the front of his skirt. At the bottom here, it's one elongated portion. However, it's broken down into 4. So there's 4 drill strips, and they go onto his booster pack in his backpack. But no issues with the sticker sheet, and it's actually very easy to apply. And next coming up is this awesome weapon system, his bazooka. Now this bazooka is pretty detailed, and I don't mean detailed as in it has like a lot of panel lining or like the portions of the physical structure. I mean detailed as in like all the support pieces. So here in the front you have a removable barrel for his bazooka, and you also have like a little hinge that moves back and forth, and this barrel is removable, so just like this, it comes right out and it fits in with that angle. Also on this bazooka you have the handle at the front, and then you have the handle at the side, and then you have some sort of distance gauge right here, which I think is just really helping for distance. You have a scope at the top, and you also have a sensor at the side. And what would make this thing really awesome is that if they had the clip that was totally removable, but it's not. But I still think it's pretty cool. As you can see the rounds right there, you can see the rounds protruding at the end, so I think that's pretty neat. One thing to note is that you don't actually see a trigger on this weapon, but it's all good. And with this bazooka, because you're able to take out the barrel, here is the short barrel, and in order to apply it, you just take out the extra stuff at the top, and you just slide this guy in like that. So now it's like this short, sawed-off barreled bazooka. Next on the weapon system is his beam sabers. Now I also left his hands in the beam sabers. These are typical to pretty much all high-grade beam sabers. It's just the handle, the beam itself, which is yellow, and you have the hands, and they fit quite well, quite snug, and they don't slip out very easily, as you see here. And then also you have these hands. Dropped it. But these hands are essentially his closed fist hands, one for the left, one for the right. I guess we hold it like this. There you go. One for the left, one for the right. They're just closed fists. So the hands for this kit, total you get 6 hands. 2 pairs are matching, and the other 2 hands, which is on the kit right here, you have an open left hand for some sort of action pose, and then you only have a trigger hand for his right side, and which is important to note, which we'll cover later. So remember, you have a total of 6 hands, 2 are a pair, and 2 individual hands are unique in and of itself. And then real quick, all the extra little pieces. This one here, I don't know what it's for, but according to the pamphlet, the manual, it is just an extra piece. And actually, you're going to run into a lot of little extra pieces that you're not going to know what to do with them. I guess there are some sort of like additions to like a booster pack or like an expansion pack for this model, but I'm not really sure. Here's an extra handle. And here are a bunch of extra pieces. So you see the ones that are lined up here, don't know what they're for. They're not really part of the instructions either. You also have this unique strange piece here, this piece there, and that piece there. Again, not sure what they're used for. Now, I know what this is used for. It's used for, I believe, the back part of his skirt, and this is just an extra piece. You also have some pieces right here, and they look like handles, but again, this kit has a lot of pieces that you don't need. I think it's probably for an expansion, I'm not really sure. And finally, here are all the extra PC caps as such, which I'm definitely going to keep, and if you haven't been keeping your PC caps, definitely do them just in case for the future. Now for the Sinanju itself. Now there's a lot to cover, so I apologize in advance if I'm missing anything. But how I'm going to do it, as tradition, cover the head, backpack, the limbs from top to bottom, and we'll go over this rifle. This rifle is actually pretty cool too because it's like 2 weapon systems into one. Let me take this guy off the stand real quick. Real quick, like that. So looking at his head, it's not typical like most Neo Zeons, as you know, Zeon has a mono eye, but this guy has 2 eyes, and his helmet is really cool looking. And just building the head itself, it comes with a lot of pieces, and you can see the sides. Here you have the barrel on the side of his head, and you also have the piping system along, and it fits very well, and it's surrounded by a really cool gray collar. Now I think one of the Gerald Zulus, they have a collar too, but you actually have to put stickers, and this one doesn't have any stickers. It's just a cool gray. And looking at his backpack, which is probably one of the coolest jetpacks, excuse me, I've built in quite some time. Here it is. You pretty much have 2 thrusters at the sides and 2 thrusters at the center, and they sort of move, not really, but the housing system definitely does move like this, that, and again you have like these 2 I think they're fuel barrels too, and they fit at the side. And here we see the stickers, the gray stickers with the red lining. They go in very easy, and if you have the skills, you could definitely try to paint that. Don't think you would. That. Oh, and one thing I forgot to cover is that because this model is specifically gray, you could use a Gundam marker and hide a lot of the blemishes, which is a huge plus for me. And if I could go back to like this Bazooka, you could probably tell if I bring it close and reflect it in the light where the blemishes are. But it's difficult to tell without actually paying attention, because again, you could just use a gray Gundam marker and hide most of the blemishes. And I think that's a huge advantage, especially if you have such a mono color like this guy. Now we could look at his front chest, and this is the sticker portion here. It fits very easily. It has some sort of lining, so you're able to tell where to put it. I have no issues with the stickers. His hands are pretty easy, and we see the sleeves right there. Again, no issues with the stickers. Applying it's very easy. And looking at his cool shield, if I may, I don't want to pop it out of the holster. Maybe I could, like that. Okay. So this is his shield. It comes in several pieces. The front part is going to be blue. You have the frame, which is gray, and then you have something in the back like this that covers the small portions right in there, and it adds color to it like a vent. But this shield is really easy to apply, and you could apply it to both arms on this side or on the other side, because this gray piece here that elongates, it just snaps really easy in, and it can snap really easy out like that. So just puts in, just push it in, something real simple, and it could almost slide up and down, but not really. And all you have to do is apply a shield like that. And again, you could do it on the other side right there. So it is interchangeable regardless. Let me take it off. This is his open hand if you're interested, right there. And this is the side of his shoulder if you're also interested. And he does have a little flap here that goes up and down. You're not going to have any issues with mobility with this model whatsoever if you're wondering. And now for this awesome rifle. This rifle complements pretty well with the Bazooka. This beam rifle, if I remember from the instructions, it's pretty much 2, right? You could open his latch like this, and I think this one definitely comes out. If I just have to Remember, like this. Okay, so it definitely comes out like that. I don't really know the purpose, but it is pretty cool, because if not, then you could just use it like a regular beam rifle. But of course, I'm definitely going to add it on, because it looks like a 203, like some sort of like grenade launcher. I'm not really sure, but definitely Gundam Wiki will have the answer. But it's attached like this. And keep in mind, this is his only trigger hand. And, oh, this portion right here, I accidentally removed too much of the nubs and made a small little dip. I hate my life forever just for doing that. But this weapon system is still pretty cool. It comes in several pieces. The housing system, which is gray, goes over the beige, the very dark brown beige, and this is the barrel, and it's definitely not interchangeable, but it definitely take it out and pop it back in pretty easily. Let me see. I have to match the sides like that. Like that. There you go. And this is a pretty cool weapon system. Hid most of the blemishes with the Gundam marker. Now looking at the side of his waist and skirt. His skirt's pretty cool. You have the side skirts here, and you have the side skirts there, and you have the back skirt right there. And of course, the front skirt goes up and down. So it's typical like most skirts. His leg is pretty unique as well. Sides of the inner portion, or the portion shape, or I guess forwarding or facing the same directions as his abductors, has these little booster things that could go side by side, which is pretty cool. On either leg, goes on the inside, such. And then looking at the back, you also have like these little flaps, which has his thrusters. And of course, the rest of the feet, nothing really to brag about. Sort of normal, like any other typical Gundam. Here's his, or typical model, excuse me. And here's his kneecaps with a little bit small thrusters at the front as well. And there we go. This guy is really easily to pose, and he just looks phenomenal overall. And again, if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. Love this model, love this kit. I actually have the high grade too, and whenever I'm off work for about a good 4 days, I'm going to spend so much time on trying to complete the build. There it is. And I just want to look in the instructions real quick, just in case I'm missing anything. Well, I think I covered all the important portions. If I could look at the weapon systems right here. Okay, so this is the beam rifle. Okay, so with the shortened bazooka, you're actually able to latch onto the bottom of the beam rifle, which unfortunately I did not do it in this video. All I did was like attach the second barrel underneath it. So I knew I was missing something. There it is. And that's just something to keep in mind, that it is an option. Didn't really demo it today, but not a big deal. Again, one of my favorite high grades for 2019. Highly recommend this kit. It looks phenomenal. It feels great, and he just looks like a menacing figure overall. Definitely my top 3 high grades for this year. So that's all I have to say about this video. I hope you all found it informative. And if you have any questions or comments, please post it down in the section below. As always, appreciate y'all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.